All right, so look, one thing I've learned over these past couple years is that being patient is probably one of the most important things that you can have. The skill of being patient with anything in your life is so important, and I'm gonna explain to you why. So look, first and foremost, good things comes to those who wait. If you are patient with yourself and you're willing to stick with yourself or stick with people in the hard times, a lot of the times the results are going to be way better than if you want instant gratification. Like a lot of us, we are so used to that instant gratification, and I blame this towards like our phones, social media, entertainment. Like a lot of the times, a lot of us want to just watch, and like we are like victims of this, like where we watch movies all the time, we're watching videos, we're scrolling on our For You page and stuff like that, and you not knowing, you're basically just receiving dopamine like crazy, and you're getting instant gratification. So like for example, like an example of this is like the thing people say that we have the attention span of like a goldfish, which is true because a lot of us, we are not patient. And this comes like with every aspect in our life. Like for example, I'm gonna use relationships as an example. A lot of us, when we break up with people or people break up with us, a lot of people get into new relationships quick. And the issue with that is that when you get into a new relationship so damn fast, you're not giving yourself the proper time and space to heal. And the reason for that is not a lot of people are patient. And you have to be okay with facing the bad now, because when you go through the bad now, and when you go through the times of grinding, the times of where you're not you're not freaking successful. Like for example, with me, I'm a barber. The first couple years I cut hair, I didn't even make a single dollar. And I kept pushing and pushing, and I was patient with myself, and now I can reap the benefits, and I can say I'm doing good for myself. I'm doing good for myself. And the reason why is because I was patient and I had a belief that I was gonna be good and I was gonna be successful, but it wasn't gonna come overnight. Like my story basically when it comes to being patient is like I dropped out of high school. I didn't graduate high school. I didn't have my first job or car until I was like 19 or 20, and I'm 21 right now. And when I turned 19, like the first thing I did was get myself a job, and I told myself that it was gonna be a 3 to 5 year plan. Not when I was 19, like when I was 16 or 17, around there. I don't remember exactly. A 3 to 4 year plan. My 3 to 4 year plan was like, oh, I was gonna get my car, I was gonna get my driver's license, I was gonna start working a better job and start making money and start stacking. And I did every single one of those things. And I didn't get into my first barbershop until like year 4 of cutting. So I didn't make no money at all cutting hair or even cutting behind the chair. Like the first year I cut behind the chair, I wasn't making no money at all until now, recently. And I could say I'm glad I stuck through it. And there's been a lot of times where I wanted to quit, and I could have quit. I easily could have quit and went back to working a steady job and working full time, like at a warehouse or something. But I knew, and I told myself that if I stood patient and I was okay with sacrificing the now for the future, that I was gonna see the benefits for it. And like how I'm gonna translate this into talking about like relationships and stuff like that is that a lot of us give up on being alone. A lot of people are uncomfortable with being alone and not having someone around because you're so used to the comfort of being with someone. And the results of that is that you don't choose wisely, you don't choose your person wisely, and it's going to be the same cycle over and over again. And you're never going to be able to get out of that cycle until you sit down and you heal from what's hurting you. And this has to do with anything in life, honestly. It doesn't even have to do with the relationships. It could be with like your career. A lot of the times we're not patient with our jobs or even working on ourselves, like going to the gym. That's why a lot of people, for example, they go to the gym like on the first day of the year, like for the New Year's resolution, and they want to lose weight and stuff. And then they give up 2 months in because they don't want to wait. They don't want to wait because they don't see the progress instantly. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't have patience. Patience is something that's lost nowadays. Not a lot of people like waiting. People want things like right there, right there, right there. And that's the difference between someone who's successful and someone who's not, is the ability to be patient. So like one example of like being patient, like right now I'm going through a phase in which like I have a whole bunch of goals and I haven't hit them. Like one of my goals right now is to become a fully booked barber. I am nowhere near being a fully booked barber, and I don't have the amount of success that I want. But right now I'm not giving up or even feeling like any type of like dismotivation or anything like that, because I know this is like a process and it's a grind. Or for like example, like with social media, like I have big goals of like growing my social media page and becoming like not famous, because I don't want to be famous, but being well known, because like I want, like my goal is to open a barbershop franchise, and I want to be well known enough where people would know who I am and they would respect me and they would like me as a person and they would want to work with me. But I know this is something that's not going to come overnight, and I'm okay with that because this is a part of the grind and it's like something that I signed up for. So like for example, when you make a goal, when you set something in your mind and you tell yourself that you want to do something, you got to be okay and accept the fact that it's not going to come overnight and you're not going to see instant results. This is something that's going to take a while, and you have to be okay with that. And that's why I say building that patience is so damn important. But I promise you, once you build that patience and you're okay with the waiting, then you're gonna see the results. And it's not gonna come overnight, but by the time it comes, bro, it's gonna feel so damn good. It's like what people say, don't you're not gonna like you're gonna like the journey way more than the destination. And you have to start loving that. You have to start loving the journey, start loving the grind, because these are going to be the years that once you make it, you're going to look back on them and be like, damn, I'm glad I went through that. Like for example, right now, I am nowhere near close to being where the hell I want. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I know when I do make it there, I'm going to look back at these days where I was by myself and I was going through the hardships, going through the dark times, and I'm going to be perfectly happy with the way everything went because I was okay with the waiting. Good things comes to those who wait, and I promise you the payoff is worth it. Like I said again, I'm not going through the payoffs and I'm not experiencing them right now, but I'm tasting it. I'm tasting the payoff. Like I'm experiencing it, like the 1% of it, and man, it feels so damn good, bro. Yo, it's like, damn. So one thing before the video ends, yo, you just gotta stay patient with yourself. Give yourself the time and accept that you're not gonna see results instantly. Like if you're going through like depression or you're going through a breakup and you're scared of being alone, you have to give yourself the time in order to be okay with it. You have to learn how to be alone. You have to be okay, and you have to start doing things. Like for example, like if you're going through depression or something, one piece of advice I could give you is forcing yourself to do things that you once loved. Like if you used to love going outside in nature, going outside and taking walks, exercising, going to the gym, you're gonna have to start forcing yourself in order to do those things. And it's gonna feel hard. It's like, because like obviously when you're depressed, you just want to like just shut everything out. But bro, I've gone through it myself. Like I've gone through depression and like I locked myself away from the world. And like I just wanted to be alone. I didn't want no one to be near me. I just enclosed myself from everything. Like that's why like I stopped going to school. I dropped out of school and stuff like that because like I was just going through such a hard time, and like I just gave up on myself. But as time went on, I started to force myself to be out there, put myself out there more, and start doing things more and going out more. And little by little, being patient with myself and just keep on pushing and pushing and pushing, I slowly got to the point where I feel like I'm okay now. Like obviously there's a whole bunch of things that I have to work on within myself, but I'm perfectly fine, and I'm so happy with how far I've come. And I'm not saying that because I'm trying to pat myself on the back or nothing, but you got to give yourself compliments too and be proud of yourself. You have to stop being so hard on yourself and thinking that you're never good enough and stuff like that. Like you can't be your own worst enemy. Like me, like I remember one family member of mine, may he rest in peace, he told me one time that he noticed something within me, and it was basically that I was my own worst enemy. And I didn't even see it. I didn't see it until he mentioned it to me and he pointed it out, and I realized, damn, I'm so hard on myself. And this is the reason why I feel so insecure about where I am in life, because comparison is a thief of joy. If you compare yourself to other people, or you compare your success or your time in life, like for example, like if you feel like you're not doing good enough in your life right now, and you're comparing yourself to people who are maybe in the same age bracket as you, who are probably doing better, bro, you can't compare yourself to them. Remember, this life isn't a race, it's a marathon. So you have to be okay with the steady pace of life. Like this thing, like I said, and I compare this type of like mentality like to like wealth in life too. Like when it comes to like money and stuff like that. Like if you build a solid foundation and like for example, because a lot of people are overnight successes, like they overnight viral sensations, and they're instantly there. They're instantly viral and stuff like that. But as time goes on and they start to fizzle out, they people lose interest in them. And like I see this with like anything in life. Like you have to build the foundations in order for you to get to the top of the how you say it, the top of the world. You have to have the foundation set in stone. For example, like a skyscraper or something like that. Those foundations are solid, super solid. You know what I mean? In order for that building to stand that tall, the bottom of it got to be perfectly, it has to be solid, you know? So basically, that's all I really wanted to talk about. And just remember, just be patient with yourself, give yourself the time, and just accept the fact that good things come to those who wait. I appreciate you if you watch this video to the very end. And if you want to watch more videos like this, click the subscribe button. And if you want to watch like my barbering content, if you're interested in that too, you can look me up on Instagram, gfaded_. And if you want to follow my personal page, and where I sometimes post stuff like this, or you just want to follow me, it's g.iovany. Appreciate you watching to the end. Check you guys out, man.